once we are creating more and more space to know ourselves outside of all of that, to know, to not be identified with any of that, and to be in the free flow of where the bird's flying in the sky. The bird can fly in any direction.
Yeah, and it feels like it's like the in a way, like the old way of thinking is that things happen and you have no control over it. Like you just have to kind of, or like that's how I felt, like you can't really take responsibility totally because it's all like, you know, who knows, can't. And even though you can't, because you actually can't anyway, like that's, he's not even saying that you kind of can in that way, because the manifestation, like you don't know how it would happen, but the ability to like choose the feelings is also really like
Cut what is blocking.
yeah.
You know, and what you've just said, it's like the ego cannot. You are not the doer, right? Mm-hmm. Which has been the message all along. And yet what you actually are is the doing of all things. So it depends, like destiny, let's say destiny is everything predestined, right? So we've heard, especially in spiritual teachings, like everything is already predestined. This moment couldn't be any different. Yeah, which is in one way true, and yet every single movement or step that we take when we walk, there's a whole load of different, like, say, like one decision to go this way or that way. There are many trajectories that we can line up with. And if we go on that one, then only that can happen. And if we align to the limitation, then only that can happen. And if we align to jumping outside of all of our fears and all of what we hang on to, and if we jump, then infinite possibility can happen. But it cannot happen when we give life to the struggle. It's like everything exists. It has a law, right? So once we're aligned to the conditioned program mentality of lack or blah, 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 there are laws within that abide. But once we are creating more and more space to know ourselves outside of all of that, to know, to not be identified with any of that, and to be in the free flow of where the bird's flying in the sky, the bird can fly in any direction. The bird's flight is not predestined which way it's going to fly. Sure, it's flying in the sky or to the tree, it's flying, but which way it flies is free. If it identifies with a certain route, then only that is possible. And everything is life itself. We are that bird, we are that freedom. Except when we identify with a sense of separateness, then that becomes the law of what we live. We live by that law. If we are identified with egoic identification, we live by that law. And we cannot be the doer of freedom, because freedom is not within that. So yeah, it's very, very simple, and not everybody is ready for this kind of, not everybody's ready to give up the attachment to identification with the stories that hold the suffering together, especially the story of me.
Yeah.